Greetings. I want you to do something for me. I want you to picture a cottage in your mind. Now it's up to you what building material you use, what colour you have that cottage. Think about also the roofing material we're going to use. Is it going to be one floor? Is it going to be two floors? Choices are all yours. Now stand back from that cottage and you can have any setting around that cottage. You can have a beautiful rose garden, or you could have vegetables growing, for example. So what happened there? You started creating something in your mind just from words I've said. That's something to keep in mind. I'm sure most of you have played the game Monopoly at one time or another, the board game where you buy up properties and charge rent. But have you really looked at what's going on with that game? You may start off with 6 players, a bit of fun, with friends. Eventually you end up as the only player left. You own everything. What have you got? You've got a board game with a load of little plastic squares representing hotels and houses. And you've got all this paper money. But how did that make you feel? All your friends have gone off somewhere else. It's a very good example of to have everything means you have nothing. Because where are all your friends? They've dropped out the game. That's just at an entertainment level. Imagine how that can escalate in magnitude. The bigger that scenario becomes. Been thinking about a lot of things lately. Now, you'll often see passages that say something along the lines of all men are equal. Well, there are 2 types of men. There are women, womb men, the ones that bring new life into this world, which are the females, the woman, the womb man, or there's the masculine, which is just the man, doesn't have a name. So I'm going to propose, what about the Y man? It's the most important question you're ever going to ask. I'll explain this more. We are a Y chromosome. Even in Christianity they put the answer there. Although it is a man nailed to a cross symbolising death, it also forms the letter Y. And it does say to be true unto yourself. Well, that is exactly what I'm doing. I am asking the why questions, those big why questions, to find out what is going on. So I am staying true to myself by being the why. So I'm saying I am a why man. That could be very interesting on filling in forms on sexual orientation. What are you? I'm a why man. So if you have Y for a man and W for a woman, we've got YW. Now where have I seen that before? Considering the 8th letter of the alphabet is H, and 8 represents infinity, what about YHWH, which is the name Yahweh? But if we look at the track record in these Abrahamistic religions of this Yahweh, it's hardly the record of an all-loving God. So I'm going to suggest that Yahweh is just an inversion of the real name of this thing. And if it is in reverse, it is Ouija, or Ouija, another board game. And let's face it, you don't know what you're actually communicating with these Ouija boards. So I could suggest that's what Yahweh means. It's in reverse, like everything else. But that also leaves another thing. If we're all in mutual agreement of Yahweh being something good instead of being something false, we create a God collectively amongst us. You see, we are fractalized part of something. And it cannot exist without us any more than we can exist without it. Just a few things to be thinking there. You see, when you look at life from the point of view that everything comes from nothing, it changes your whole perception on the way you treat everything, because by hurting something else, you are also hurting yourself. What could be a simpler guide in life than that? Thank you.